Hello, everybody, and welcome to OpenExO Live. It is really good to be with you this afternoon for me, or perhaps it's morning for you, wherever you are. And today we have Claudia, who is calling in from Chile. And you can see our next two folks who are going to be on OpenExO Live there from Spain and Australia. Always so great to have people from all over the world. We've had a Latin America special. I think the last few OpenExO Lives have all been from Latin America, which is awesome. And before we get Claudia up on screen, I have some messages from some community members. And the first one comes from Ignacio. And he just says, Claudia studied SW engineering and psychology. This says a lot about her. She has a unique perspective on the interaction of human dynamics and technology, particularly on the tensions and needs of teams dealing with uncertainty and innovation. She is a keen learner, curious about a wide range of topics and disciplines, and always trying to expand and integrate different fields. As her friend and having worked with her on several projects, I know her commitment to perfectionism and giving her best to clients and students. Therefore, I have no doubts that her participation in OpenExO Live will be an excellent opportunity to learn more about the human side of technology and innovation. And then from Corina, Claudia is an amazing EXO leadership coach. She's honest, direct, demanding, and at the same time, empathetic and supportive. The work that she is doing at HP to deconstruct managers' mindsets towards EXO and to sustain the new innovation muscle that EXO brings to organizations is needed in every transformational process. And so with that, I want to welcome Claudia. How are you doing this morning for you?
Oh, hi, Kevin. What a surprise. I was reading that thought from Corina, from Ignacio. Well, I'm so emotional.
It's a pleasure for the surprise. It's always tough to know who's working with each other because I knew Corina because she was the one that said you need to speak to Claudia, and so she let me know about a few people, and so it's awesome. We've heard a little bit about you from two community members, but can you tell us a little bit about Claudia, where you've come from, what you do, and also how you came to join the OpenExO community?
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting me. This is my first time in the EXO Live and speaking in English, so this is a challenge for me. I'm from Chile, as you said. My beginning was as a software engineer, and I made a company with my ex-husband. So when we sold that company, I decided to study psychology, and after that, I became a consultant. So I have been working for 15 years with organizations, with leaders in leadership, in organizations, transformations, change process with teams. And in that journey, I met Corina. Corina was living in 2018. She was living in Chile. So I met her in a meetup meeting, and then I knew the EXO model, and I was fascinating because I found that the model is simple, is powerful, and is very practical. So my engineer mindset needs practical things, okay? And I started to study about the model. I did the certification with OpenExO, the consultant certification, and then I did the exponential innovator certification with Corina.
Yes.
And we, as the text you read from her, we have been working together since 2020, joining both models, the EXO model and framework, and the adaptive leadership. This is the leadership model I work with. This is a model developed in Harvard by Ronald Heifetz. And we're trying to join both models because this is a powerful approach to understand innovation, to be aware of how difficult it is to understand innovation, because the process is not just only about a framework, but only about people and people mindset and behaviors.
Yeah.
So now I am in both worlds. I'm still a consultant, and I also work with EXO. As you know, I work with EXO in graduate programs, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing, and I probably say it too much on OpenExO Live, is that the great thing about the EXO model is that it can be used with other models, right? You know, it's more umbrella, it like can augment other models as well, which is really awesome, right? And you know, obviously, right at the top of an EXO, the model is an MTP saying that, you know, we need to have a massive transformative purpose. Now, many people have their own sort of personal MTP or an MTP for their company. You mind sharing what it is, you know, that inspires you? What is that purpose for you?
Okay, you know, it was so important when you asked me a few days ago about my MTP, because I did it several months ago, but I haven't seen it again. And so important to remember your MTP, because it allows you to see bigger than your day-to-day work. So my MTP is achieving a world with conscious and brave professionals able to make real changes. And you know, when I read it again, I have 3 children, 3 grown-up human beings, okay?
Yeah.
And I realized I had this MTP in mind when I raised them, because they 3 are brave and conscious professionals, able and capable to do real changes. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So actually, I mean, I often think that, I mean, that's a thing, right? About finding purpose. It actually is within you. And it's just sometimes about actually putting the right words
Yes.
to what's actually driving you or driven you for some time, right?
Yeah, because when I raised them, this purpose was unconscious.
Yes.
I did it in the way I felt I must do. But now I can join the dots.
Yes. No, absolutely. Absolutely. That's wonderful. Now, you essentially get to share the EXO model, whether it's with students, professionals, and so when you first came across it, I mean, as you said, you were like, "Oh, wow, you know, this is simple and powerful." But I guess what really were your initial thoughts, or what are those like initial thoughts about the model when working with students and professionals?
Okay, this is interesting because we started maybe 3 years ago to work with the EXO model in some graduate programs here in Chile, in Adolfo Ibáñez University, and also in another organizations with Westfield, and also with Barcelona. And when we start working with students with the model, they think that innovation is about a framework. It's just about a framework, and you need some specific tools and steps that you can follow to be an innovator. to have an innovator mindset. And innovation is needs a framework, needs tools, but it's much more than that. And it's very interesting because we adapt the model. We in a learning context in the graduate programs, we use only 5 sprints, not 10. So we reduce the program to the first cycle, and we work with 5 sprints in 6 weeks. And at the beginning, the student they don't know the complete framework, because we are teaching them each sprint. They are learning these specific tools for this sprint. So at the beginning, they expect from us as teachers all the information, to be sure about the process, to be sure about the tools. They see us as authority, an authority who solve them and who give them all the tools. But they start to realize that the process is very different, because innovation is not about task. It's not just about task and framework. It's about changing your mindset. And to do that, you must live the innovation and all what it means. And when they started to work in an self-managed teams, they don't have the manager role. They just have a coordinator role, and that role changes every week. So they don't have an authority to ask for answers and solutions. They must take decisions by themselves. We don't take decisions for them. And they must have tough conversations. They always have the constraint of time. So they start living many situations that feel as tension. And they realize that they are living some things they don't like. So they expected solutions and a quickly way to do innovation, and we didn't give them something like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's quite interesting. You know, if things are too easy, then you know, what are you actually maybe even learning, right? It definitely can't be too easy, and you know, innovation within an existing organization, we know is not easy, right? You know, we often speak about the immune response that you get within an existing organization when you try and do radical or innovative things. But you know, as you've said, I mean, mindset is so important. You know, over the time that you work with professionals and students, you know, do you see that change in mindset? And then also, is there a change happening perhaps because of, you know, new technologies, also, you know, what happened with COVID? You know, is there a change in mindset that we're seeing towards innovation?
Absolutely. Even though they suffer the first 5 weeks until the end, the final sessions, they suffer all of these experiences I told you, as conflicts, uncertainty, because these are an important things. They work with an external company when they do the first sprints. They work for an external company, usually in an industry different from theirs. So they don't know the industry and the challenges of that industry. And so they have an environment full of uncertainties about the frameworks, about them, about the industry, about the outcome. They are always unsure about their work. But we are with them, giving given that experience sense, we help them to understand what is happening. They have to do a retrospective with the team in each spring to see not just the task, but also the team dynamics. It's very important for them to, to be constantly seeing the dynamics of them, to find what are we doing wrong, what we did well, and what are we going to improve. So every sprint, they are balcony. We said in the adaptive model, go to the balcony. So to see from with perspective our dynamics. And you know, yesterday I finished the program with one group with Westfield, and I wrote some mindsets, some new mindsets they share with us, and I want to share with you and with others, because it's so powerful when you listen them at the end of the process, because they connect the dots in the final session, okay, like everyone. So I heard yesterday, it's fantastic to develop an idea going forward and backward, always iterating to deeply understand the problem and the solution. We continue understand and we continue go deeply in the problem and the solution until the end of the process. How powerful is pivoting an idea and connect with failure? Because it's so important when you are learning and you are listening the market to get feedback to improve your idea. What important? And they were scared with the ideas of pivoting. Oh, we are going to change our idea. So this is so important in their new mindset. Trust in your teammates when you don't know them, because we are going, we needed to make collective capacities. So they realized that you can do innovation by yourself. You need collective capacity. And the other one, I fell in love with the problem, said one girl. So because we are prepared to go so fast to the solution. So all of that are change in their mindset, and they're going back to their companies with this new mindset, and this is fantastic for me. That looking my MTP, for me it's fantastic, conscious and brave.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's wonderful. I fell in love with the problem is such an important one, right? Because having worked on also, in innovation programs and with people, falling in love with the solution is a problem for all of us, right? And you then have a solution, and when you go and you test it and you find out that actually it's not the right solution, you want to keep it because you're so in love with the solution when it needs to be discarded, right? Because all the testing says so.
And it's perfectly human. We must realize that is perfectly human, but we need to challenge that that behavior, that mindset, that definition, to change that, to be willing to fall in love with the problem first.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you said that you've taken EXO and you've also taken adaptive leadership, and so can you share a little bit more around the sort of adaptive leadership? What it really means to actually have adaptive challenges. So and how that fits in.
I really like that question, Kevin, because for me it was great to be able to join both models, because the adaptive leadership is a leadership model with many years, But with Corina, we discovered how powerful is the adaptive leadership to go with the organizations in innovations. And it's very important because when you face a complex change like innovation, organizations have many other complex changes. You must be able to distinguish two different kinds of challenges. Because if you don't do that, you can make a big mistake. When you are facing complex changes, you have technical challenges, and technical challenges doesn't mean that they are related with technology. No, technical challenges are challenges who have a quick solution. You have an expert to help you to find and install that solution. For instance, you can call an expert in Scrum to build a cell to work with the Agile, okay? And you can call a consultant, and he or she can help you with a specific framework and specific tools to make and build your cell. But does it solution allows you to be agile? Maybe it can help you, but it's not enough. So you must identify and to be clear about adaptive challenges. So when you need to mobilize a system in progress to be more powerful, you need to see the adaptive challenges. And in adaptive challenges, you need to you need to build new mindset, because you need to challenge what you are doing in your history. You need to install new habits, new behaviors. And in the adaptive challenges, you don't have the solution. You don't have the answers to your questions. You need to build the solutions with others. So it's a difficult way, because you need to experiment. You are going to fail. It's full of uncertainties, and people suffer. Most people, not all, but most people suffer in the process because they have to learn things they don't know. And as you say, the immune system, we call it, from the adaptive leadership model, we don't call it immune system. We call it losses. People perceive losses when you need that they learn new things. And this is profoundly human. We perceive losses at stake when you are in a challenge with uncertainty. And as the role of leadership, you need to map the system. You need to understand the different factions, the different points of view. You need to connect with that losses. Because if you want to really mobilize a system, you need to implement technical challenge, but also adaptive challenge. And for that, you need time. You need patience. You need to be brave and conscious.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't you say that most of our challenges, though, these days are actually adaptive challenges, yet people think they're technical challenges. Absolutely. And so they try and throw a solution at the challenge because it's, have a new ERP system. Oh, it's a technical challenge, but actually, no, it's an adaptive challenge. The whole, industry is changing.
Absolutely.
And that's Absolutely. Then when people are like, oh, this digital transformation thing, it always fails.
I think all of the complex challenges are technical and adaptive. But adaptive solutions are so seductive because they are quick. So I feel I'm quickly solving that problems. But this is a big mistake to face adaptive challenges as technical challenges. This is a big mistake because you lose the opportunity to learn.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 100%. It's like the solution is not what you gain when you think this way. It's the learning, it's the mindset, it's the change in the way you're doing things. And yes. The solutions at the end of the day are also brilliant, but it's more about the way of working.
Absolutely. So the solution is useful, yes, when you install a framework or define the roles, maybe protocols. It is useful, but it's not enough.
Yeah. Now, we could continue talking forever, but the time has come to an end. It's really been wonderful getting to know you as we prepared for this, and I've still never traveled to South America. There's so many community members that are like, you need to come to, whether it's Chile or Colombia or Argentina or in Central America, Guatemala. The furthest I've gone south is Mexico. And so hopefully that'll happen sometime soon, but it's been wonderful. I always end out by asking, if there's one thing you want to share with people as we end the call today, what is that one thing you want to share with folks?
Wow. I would like to share with you much more things, but I work with leadership. I have seen many leaders in many companies, in many industries. And I have seen how difficult it is to share leadership mindset. Because the traditional leadership model is based in hierarchy and control. And this is so difficult to get rid of that, to change it when you must build teams, self-managed teams with autonomy, able to take decisions, to solve conflicts, to live in uncertainty. You must change your leadership mindset. And this is so difficult. So I'm talking now to all that leadership who are listening us now, because this is the first step to change mindset, to change the organization mindset, to build a new culture. When you change mindset and behavior, you are changing the culture. And this is so powerful because you install a new way to see the world, to see business, to see people. But you must start with leadership. And the first thing is to be conscious of our gaps. What's happened with me in innovation? With what's happened with me with uncertainty? I am go fast to technical challenges because I feel safe. So we need to be aware of us, to be self-conscious of our gaps, and challenge ourselves first, and then our teams or our organizations. This is my call.
That is just perfect. Awesome, Claudia. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and I hope you have a fantastic afternoon today.
Thank you. Thanks to you to allow me to share my passion, because it's my passion, to go with others in their way to be more powerful with innovation or with any other challenge. But I think we have a big opportunity to change our world.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Claudia, thank you so much, and we'll hopefully see you again soon.
Absolutely. I will hope you here in Chile. I will wait you.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kevin.
So great chatting to Claudia. Just amazing. Such great insights. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see you all again here next week.